Hello, my lovely wolf pack, and welcome back to the Lone Wolf Show, brought to you by Wolfpack Media, the most entertaining place on YouTube for your news and commentary. I'm your host, Justin Huseman, founder and news contributor. We have a great show today, and I can't wait to get started. But before we do, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the show with all your friends, and join the pack today. Okay, guys, before we get started with the news here, I wanted to quickly give a shout out to Love for Yarn. That's LUV for Yarn up there on your screen. If you guys are wondering where I get all my cool hats from, and they also sell things like this. This is our mascot, Wolfie, the Wolfpack Wolf. We got another little one up here. I'm sure you guys see him all the time on the show. But if you guys like stuff like that, go ahead and check them out. That's a Love for Yarn, LUV for the number 4 yarn on Facebook and TikTok. You can find them. And I also I noticed that we've been kind of blowing up the past couple of days on X. Actually, our X account has been blown up quite a bit. So I wanted to give a quick shout out. I know we usually only give shout outs to on our group show to new subs here on YouTube, but I wanted to just because I really appreciated all the people on X that were coming and following us and supporting the channel. So I wanted to give a few people a quick shout out here. Hold on, I just gotta find them. I gotta find you guys. All right, so we got a shout out for a couple of people here. We got American Woman on X. That's at one true underscore American underscore on X. Thank you so much, American Woman. We got Tom. That's at Titus 477152. Thank you for the follow. We really appreciate your support. Who else do we got here? We got Christina B. At Christina B 88888. Thank you so much for the follow. Wow, we have so many follows from people today. Like, that's why I had to shout some of these guys out, because it's just so amazing to me. Like, I will say, like, growing on X is a lot. It seems to be a lot faster, a lot more organic. Shout out to Elon Musk, man, because yeah, he's running an awesome platform here to kind of, especially for small time people like us. We are not a big channel. We're running at 67 subs after a year, so it's tough out here, but we're gonna keep on keeping on. But yeah, I'm gonna keep on reading some of these. We got Toxic Cowboy at Toxic Cowboy 1 on X. Who else have we had? I'm kind of just going through the ones today because there has been so many. So if I miss your name, I'm really sorry, but there's a lot, and we do have news to get to today. I'll give a shout out to C Junior CB 3. That's at Cody Russell 7054. It's 70504. Thank you for your support. Who else do we got here? Wow, we had a lot today. We got Based George Washington. That's at Based George on X. Thank you for your support. Thank you. I really wanted to give a shout out to this lady, Fiona, at Queen Fiona 25 on X. Shout out to her. Thank you for joining the pack. She was really engaging with us this morning, and I was digging it. So special shout out to you, Fiona. Gosh, who else do we got here? Cody, at Cody 367-251-42880 on X. That's a long one. That's a long handle there, Cody. But thank you for joining us on X. We really appreciate it. We got Randy Goat at Randy Goat. Thank you for the follow, Randy. We really appreciate it. There's just so many. These are a lot of these are just from today, guys. So I'm kind of just reading the few that we got here today. Nothing Real at Nothing Real TR on X. Thank you for the follow there. Nothing Real. Uh, let's see here. We got Dinkin Flicka? Dinkin Flicka? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. At underscore Wes underscore Omness, OMENESS. Thank you so much for your shout out. We're getting follows as we're talking. Oh my god, this is so awesome. I appreciate you guys so much. Like I said, if I don't get to everybody here right now, we got Ricky at Ricky A Patriot on X. Thank you so much. Oh god, I gotta refresh this quick because yeah, we just gotta as we're recording this, we just got another follow. Golden Age at Twit KHOU 25. I believe is what that is. A Golden Age. Thank you so much for following. Wow, we got a lot. I think that's I think I got everybody from today at least. I now that we're getting a lot more follows on X, I'll have to start shouting you guys out too. We do personal shout outs here for all our new time subscribers, usually on our weekly group show that we all the group the whole wolf pack gets together and does. Um we do a personal shout out for all the new subscribers and yeah, our 100th subscriber to all you guys on X if you're watching, make sure you go come here and subscribe because our 100th subscriber will be receiving wow, sorry, I'm blanking here. A free wolf pack merch box. It's a mystery box, so you don't know what you're gonna get. Maybe you'll get one of our Wolfie plushies. But yeah, our 100th subscriber will be receiving that. So make sure that you're subscribing. You have your account set to public so that we know who you are. Because if we don't know who you are, then you can't win the prize. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to the news. Thank you guys on X. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your guys' support. You can support us also on Facebook and of course here on YouTube at the channel. At Wolfpack Media 92. We love you guys. I am loving this so much. Oh my god, we got a fly in the studio. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to the news here. Well, my friends, I know people are getting a little fatigued with this story, but I had to do it. I had to do it, man, because this is a really important story. I know with all the stuff going on in Minnesota right now, with the now there seems to be riots, but I really wanted to update people on this story because I think we got a few bombshells here. I don't want people to forget about this story. I need people to understand. Anyway, where was I? But we do have a couple of bombshell updates here on the Minnesota fraud scandal. Yesterday's House Oversight hearing, we heard testimony from whistleblowers that seems to indicate that there's been a long-term cover up of this fraud within the Minnesota state government going back all the way to 2009. Holy shit. So yeah, I guess guys, I think it's safe to assume that this is why we are seeing Tim Walz ending his bid for re-election. And also I kind of had this theory going on of I feel like that's why we're perhaps starting to see sort of a George Floyd 2.0 starting to begin in Minnesota. We'll kind of talk about that later, but I think what we saw was is sort of paid agitation. I see with that shooting going on. I don't know. There's some suspicious things surrounding it right now. But I seen it from looking at some of the background of the lady who was killed yesterday. I have this feeling of how this might be like paid agitation, like this agitation, and they're kind of pushing the lines here with the ICE agents. I think it's paid. I think they're being paid. Obviously, we've heard about of and we've talked about here on the channel of paid protesters and whatnot, but I think it's more specifically like paid agitation. And I think it's to distract us from what's being said in these oversight hearings. But we'll talk more about that and what's going on there maybe later tonight. I think I'm going to do another video later tonight on the riots. I have a feeling something's going to happen between now and then. So, and especially maybe this weekend we'll get into something too. So stay tuned there for that. But we'll talk about that later. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these videos that I did find here. Let's go ahead and take a look. We got this first video here. Let's take...
Representative Robbins, do you have any examples of how the Walz administration blocked investigators from moving forward with high-priority fraud investigations?
Yes, we do, Mr. Chairman. I have met with whistleblowers and gotten documents from them about how after the original CCAP whistleblower report came out in March and April of 2019, subsequent to that, there was an Office of Inspector General within DHS that had investigated authority to do surveillance, warrants, and seize electronics, and they were shut down. They were told they could no longer do criminal investigations. They were told they could no longer meet with the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension agents that were assigned to them without supervisor's approval. And instead, when they found one of the other members talked about how they changed the language. They went from calling it fraud to calling it overbilling. And they created an overbilling committee to all the investigative agents now couldn't do criminal investigations, and they had to flag issue overbilling. And then a committee would decide if any of that overbilling would be recouped.
Committee appointed by Walz?
No, appointed within DHS.
Oh, appointed by the own bureaucracy.
Yes, so they shut down criminal investigations. They created a committee to call it overbilling and decide if overbilling investigations would even try to recoup the money.
This is evidence.
So what? They didn't want to call it fraud. You see what these people do with language? I'm so fascinated by how they do this asinine shit with language to try to like it's a total fucking op, dude. It's a total op. It's like some Project Mockingbird shit for real. I was talking about this with the boys on the last group episode where I was just like, isn't it really interesting, guys, how they kind of spin this language because they don't want the public to have certain ideas in their head about what's going on or what they're doing. They wanted to, they straight up, they started this committee, and this committee wanted to change what they called it. They didn't want to call it fraud. They wanted to call it the Office of Overbilling. And that's what they start with, man. They start with like the names of shit because they want to soften the language. That's why you'll always hear them use the word undocumented immigrant or undocumented. This is the Maryland man. Like, dude, these people, I swear to God. And they think they're fucking, and they think that people are gonna fall for this shit again. Like, yeah, I mean, people have been. I've seen plenty of people in my own life that have been like manipulated by this language tactics that they use, but not anymore. Like all those same people I know fucking that are like, we know the trigger words now. We know your stupid words. We know the stupid game. We know your stupid tricks. Like I fuck that, dude. I can't believe that. That's nuts. We got a couple more videos here. Let's look at this one too. This is from the hearing as well.
When would you say we concretely knew that widespread welfare fraud was occurring in Minnesota?
There have been reports since 2009 from the Office of Legislative Auditor. I would say the credible reports on childcare fraud started surfacing 2011 to 2013.
So for over a decade.
Yes, sir.
When do you think Governor Walz knew about this fraud?
From the very beginning. He was running for governor in 2018 when there were prosecutions going on, when there was an OLA report, active cases in the news all the time.
And what was the Walz administration's response?
They actually did nothing when they got into office, and Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan had been on the committee in the legislature that had hearings on childcare fraud. And when they got into office, they did put $5 million into a little more money, but nothing changed.
So, yeah, Governor Walz is going to jail. That's just my opinion, man. I mean, I'm not a lawyer. I don't really know, but looking at some of these things, and I encourage everybody to go and check out the entire hearing. I watched the whole thing, but those are just little clips that I found. But I encourage you guys to go watch the whole thing. It's blowing my mind. I was watching it this is from yesterday, but I was watching it this morning and I was just like, so basically Governor Walz knew all about this shit and he's sort of I don't know. He seems like the fucking ringleader, man. I don't know. Like it's fucking the irony is completely blowing my mind. It's not lost on me at all, the irony of this, of how you have Governor Walz what was it, a couple days ago, or maybe it was a while ago, but he was on TV saying like, oh yeah, it was a couple weeks ago when he was talking about the Nick Shirley stuff, and calling him a right wing conspiracy theorist YouTuber. That's what he was calling him. But he was talking about when they were a reporter asked about the Somali fraud, and he was like, well, I think there's a lot of white people that are committing crimes, and I'm like, well, no shit. Looks like you're one of them, bro. No fucking shit. No shit, my dude. Yeah, there are some white people that are committing crimes as well. It's you, Governor Walz. You're the white people committing crime. It's fucking hilarious, but it's kind of sad too. And I know I say this all the time. You guys are probably tired of hearing it if you're a regular viewer of the show, but you guys got to read. It's right out of the playbook, man, of Rules for Radicals, man. Go read that book. Go read Rules for Radicals. It's basically like a Communist Manifesto 2.0. Go read that book because it really is. Ever since I read that book, I'm just seeing it more and more. One of the main themes in that book was how you blame your enemies for what you yourself are actually doing. So if you're actually out there committing crimes, you figure out what that crime you like. Ugh, God, I'm getting tongue tied today. I'm sorry. My brain is moving faster than my mouth. So, but yeah, you see like the crimes that they're committing, and you see how they immediately obfuscate. Like I don't know if you guys saw the video that we did on the Nick Shirley's now viral video. I encourage you to go watch that too. We did a whole report on Nick Shirley's reporting. But he was asking one of the people in Minnesota government or something like that, where they were having hearings there in the state about it, and when he was asking the lady, I don't know who she was some sort of representative in Minnesota, and he was asking her about the fraud, and she immediately pivots the whole conversation to, well, this is why it's Trump's fault. Like, well, there's lots of fraud in the Trump administration too, and I'm just like completely obfuscating the questions that Nick is asking her, and I'm just like, wow, every single day, every single Democrat in politics, in power, in any seat of power in the United States must have read this Rules for Radicals book. It's funny, and the reason why I bring it up a lot too and the reason why I read it is because I heard somewhere along the pipeline that Hillary Clinton actually used that book in her college thesis, or in a college thesis. I don't know which, but I don't know if it's true, but I kind of just heard it down the pipeline in the rabbit hole of conspiracy theories like years and years ago. I heard this, and that's why I read the book, and I encourage all you MAGA folks, go read Rules for Radicals, because it'll really open your eyes. It'll really open your eyes, dude, for their playbook, like their strategies on how to basically destroy the United States from within. It'll really open your eyes. It's a huge eye opener. Speaking of eye openers, let's take a look at another one of these videos. This isn't from the hearing, but I believe this was a press conference afterwards. Correct me if I'm wrong there in the comments down below, but let's go ahead and take a look at it.
All about the iceberg I saw ahead. Something's fraud that's much larger than what's been visible to the public. When I said that, it wasn't hyperbole or rhetoric, it was a warning. And today I want to talk, and I want to show here a sense of what that iceberg looks like, because I think people deserve to know what that is and how big this problem is, because we can't solve the problem until we grapple with the size of it. So the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services pulled the claims data for these 14 programs dating back to 2018. And those 14 programs in Minnesota have cost $18 billion since 2018, and more than $3.5 billion in 2024 alone. So that's a sense of the magnitude of the problem. These are the 14 Medicaid programs, which is just a part of Medicaid, these waivered services that have been flagged as having issues with program integrity and fraud. Now, I'm sure everyone is wondering how much of this $18 billion was fraud. It's not the $1 million question, that's the $18 billion question. The answer is far too much, and the task ahead of all of us is not only figuring out how much of that money was fraud, because we know a significant amount was, but figuring out how to put an end to the fraud in our state and get control of it. So let me end with this before I take questions. The magnitude of the fraud in Minnesota cannot be overstated. It's staggering amounts of money that have been lost.
Wow. I don't know how at this point they're like it. I'd say if the governor doesn't somehow end up in jail, I would at least expect the attorney general in Minnesota at this point to face some sort of charges. I don't know, man. I don't know how this ends, but I know that Nick Shirley, everybody, I seen a lot of people on the right wing complaining about how like nothing was going to be done about this and blah blah blah, and we should just stop talking about it. And I'm like, no, dude. I know, guys. Trust me. I feel you. I feel the black pill, bro. I feel like I've been harping on about this the past couple episodes I've had, but and I feel you, man. And I know that it's really easy to get down in the dumps because it's not just Minnesota, bro. It's Ohio. We got reports coming out of Washington State. We got reports coming out of North Carolina. I'm sure you could pretty much put every blue city in the entire United States on that list of fraud going on. And I know that's a lot of taxpayer money, and I know it's really easy to slip into this black pilled type dealio, but I encourage you guys, stuff is being done. Like, we have to keep fighting the good fight. We can't just give up. Like, you guys thought that, like, and I understand how everyday people too, you got regular lives, you got regular jobs, you got kids, you got shit you got to worry about. I completely understand. I got shit like that going on too, man. But I just we can't you can't just think that we're gonna elect a president and shit's suddenly gonna flip. Like, this took decades. This shit has been going on since before I was born. Like, this shit, so it's gonna take decades for us to fix. But giving up is not how we fix it. We need to get out there on the midterms. We need to go vote during the midterms. We need to get I'd say we need to get rhino Republican neocons out of there. We need to get I'm gonna say it just because I think it's true. I think we need to get some of them Israel First and AIPAC people out of there. I know. Like, no, I'm not attacking the Jews. It's just there's some weird shit going on with maybe some of the people and some dark money going on, I think. Just my opinion. Think what you will there, but I think we need to, and of course we need to get all these Democrats out of there, or at least as many of them as we can. So I don't think that giving up is an option. We need to pay attention to our local elections, even like school board elections. Who's going to be the superintendent of your district. We need to be paying attention that we vote for sheriffs. We vote for sheriffs in our counties. Who's going to be the sheriff in your county? We need to get down to the little votes, man. I know it's hard, bro. I know it's hard when you got a life to live. There's so much fucking elections and shit that you got to pay attention to. And I'm gonna try to help this midterms. I'm gonna try to help I'm gonna prop up who I think the best candidates are gonna be, who I think you guys should go out there and vote for. But and you don't have to listen to me, of course. Form your own opinions. We are not narrative farmers out here. We do not form narratives here at the Wolf Pack. We give you the information and we let you guys decide what you're gonna do with it. Anyway, yeah, guys. I think we got one more video before I let you guys go here. I was gonna let you go, but I think we got one more video. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Ilhan Omar, Tim Walz, Attorney General Keith Ellison. We see a web of connections between them and those directly involved in the fraud. For example, Ilhan Omar alleged enabling introducing the 2020 Meals Act, which was ultimately subject to fraud. Held a campaign victory party at the Safari restaurant. That's where one of the men who run that restaurant has associations to the convicted individuals. And then there's Tim Walz, House Oversight Investigation role in his role as governor. Or Keith Ellison, the Attorney General. His job is to enforce the law in Minnesota, but instead he's getting donations after meeting with the Feeding Our Future representatives. The Feeding Our Future, the biggest known yet part of this entire fraud.
So yeah, that was from Fox News, obviously. Yep, dude, there's some dots being connected, guys. This case is being worked. I don't care what nobody says. Don't swallow the black pill. This case is being worked. I have confidence in the administration. I have the confidence in these oversight committees that we're probably going to be seeing some accountability here, guys. Like, that if you actually think about it and know how the criminal justice system works in our country, and you want the system to work this way, trust me, the system is slow and vigorous, and I'm sure, and I think a lot of these prosecutors, these federal prosecutors, they want to have their T's crossed and their I's dot, man, because yes, it is obvious to all of us, but the state still has the burden of proof and the burden of evidence to be able to convict beyond a reasonable doubt, convict these people guilty of these crimes, and we don't want to bring up charges without getting the evidence first. So these are the first steps, and we still got 3 more years of Trump, guys. So I got to throw that out there. Like, don't feel discouraged. We still got 3 more years of Trump. We still got 3 more years to figure this out, and then we'll have to have another little fight. But at the end of the day, guys, never forget that this fight doesn't end. It doesn't end at a presidential election. That if that's what you guys thought, no, this is going to be something that especially my generation is probably going to have to be fighting for the rest of our lives, man. For our children and grandchildren, we're gonna have to be fighting this for a long time. This is gonna be a long had fight. This is not Republican versus Democrat. It's not liberal versus conservative. This is good versus evil at the end of the day. And If we're gonna be in that fight, if this is more than a political fight, if we're gonna be in the good versus evil fight, be prepared. This is gonna be a lifelong fight, and I know it's hard. Y'all got shit to do. It's tiring. It's emotionally, mentally tiring. Sometimes even physically. But I think we can inch closer to winning. It's going to be a lifetime of battles before the war is even fought. So I don't know, guys. We'll go ahead and leave you there. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel at Wolfpack Media 92. You can find us on X, Facebook, here on YouTube. You know what to do. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.